Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for another office hours training. I am Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist and small business advisor. And part of my job as that strategist is to be it on the business side or the personal side, is to help you create a solid financial foundation or a strong business base or foundation on which you can grow. So I also help you to have some aha moments, some self-discovery moments, and helping you to see what no longer serves you so that you can release it. All that helps with the breakthroughs. That's where you start to shift. That's where the magic happens, be it in your personal finances or your overall business. So today, let's talk about getting your house in order. So there's so much so much that goes on into being financially sound. So much that goes into redefining your relationship, your financial relationship, so that it works for your greater good. Remember, everyone has a financial relationship. It's typically not defined by you and is not in your best interest. Now, my best friend says to me all the time, Crystal, you can't help everybody, which I know, but I try to have the biggest impact that I can, which is why I do this office hours training Monday through Thursday, and why I do workshops through my nonprofit, United Community Solutions. It's why I do the small business and personal strategy. It's why I am chairwoman of the Detroit Black Chamber of Commerce, which is the Detroit chapter of the National Business League. And it's why I started Get Your House in Order, which is a nationwide financial movement for the personal and the business side of things. It's a hub, and that hub is the website, houseinorder.info. The link is in the description. It's where you can go to learn. You can learn at your own pace. You can find the thing that you need first. Again, it's being that hub of information that I will continue to add on to. Through this, I'm able to impact people who can't work with me one-on-one, who are not in my area, or who want to learn quietly and then reach out when they need to. So having said all of that, let's get into today's training, which is really about that hub, and most importantly, the significance and importance of financial empowerment. So let me start with some statistics. Over 75% of people in the US are living paycheck to paycheck. Over 38% of people making over $150,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Credit card debt is over $1 trillion. It's more like 1,800,900 billion, right? Inflation is constantly rising. Banks are failing. There is a whole banking shift coming. Social Security is expected to run short of the funds needed to pay 100% of benefits in roughly a decade. The US is failing and has over $34 trillion in debt, but are giving billions to other countries and people entering our country illegally. Companies are steadily laying people off. More than 60% of Americans don't have wills or any estate planning documents. Without a plan in place, probate costs can be 3 to 8% of the value of an estate. And please understand, everybody has an estate. Most people think I don't have a bunch of money sitting in a bank somewhere, that they don't have an estate. Everyone has an estate. Over 46% of Americans don't have life insurance, with a large percentage who have insurance remain underinsured, with their benefits not enough to replace income, offer cash value options during life, or provide wealth transfers across generations. 54% of Americans don't have enough savings to retire. 40% of Americans do not maintain a budget. And not all of this is what's happening only in America. Every country in the world, just about every country in the world, is in a financial turmoil. So change is coming, but it's going to get worse before it gets better, right? And so I give these stats for free for a few reasons. One, you need to know. I'm going to come back to this one. Two, you are not alone. Oftentimes, people that are going through problems, be it financial, be it personal, be it spiritual, be it health, they do it alone. And that's not a good place to be. Third, you can change these statistics by starting in your own home, by getting your financial house in order. So let's talk about why you need to know these statistics and why you need to get your house in order and why this movement. Basically, the importance of financial stability. And so we can start with financial stability can significantly impact an individual's health, leading to a range of negative outcomes. So let's look at the mental health and well-being aspect of this today. So mental health and well-being. How does financial instability impact your mental health and well-being? And it really does. Even when you don't recognize it, trust me, it's impacting it. So one way is through increased stress and anxiety levels, right? So financial instability often leads to heightened stress and anxiety as individuals struggle to manage uncertain economic conditions. This constant worry about finances can trigger a stress response in the body, which over prolonged periods can lead to serious health issues such as hypertension, heart disease, mental health disorders like depression and anxiety. Chronic stress can also exacerbate pre-existing health conditions. So basically push them to the forefront and now you're experiencing those health conditions, right? I remember when I was going through my financial storm, I was depressed, y'all, and I didn't even know I was depressed. I was talking to a friend of mine who I hadn't spoken with in over a year. And he was telling me about what was going on in his life. And as he was telling me the story, I kept saying, oh, wow, that sounds like what's happening in my life. Oh, my, that sounds like what's happening in my life. So he didn't want to go out. He was going to work and coming back home. He was getting into bed. He wasn't opening up bail. He didn't want to hang out. He wasn't talking to anybody. Right now, he had a wife and two children. I was divorced at this time, but I had our one daughter. And so as he was going through all of these things, I was like, all of these things are what I was going through. And then at the end of the story, he said he winds up going to see a psychiatrist and they diagnosed him with being depressed. And I was like, oh, wow, that's what was wrong with me. I did some other things to get out of depression where there was no medication or things like that. However, it was that chronic stress. It was that just literally kicked in and sent me into a spiral of depression. Right? So increased stress and anxiety levels are something that happens when your financial house is not in order. Another thing that happens is poor mental health. The uncertainty and pressures of financial instability can significantly affect mental health, can lead to increased rates of depression, anxiety, and other mental disorders. Stress can increase the risk of developing mood disorders and can lead to increasing feelings of worthlessness, hopelessness, or despair, right? Oftentimes people think, oh God, I'm not worthy. I was talking to someone yesterday and literally she was, telling her story and talked about how she had done this to herself and felt so bad about it and was suffering through the depression and would wake up in the middle of the night or haven't been to sleep yet, but her kids were asleep and she was crying in the middle of the night. And the interesting thing is she talked about it from, she remembers when she was a child, seeing her mother do the exact same thing. She would wake up in the middle of the night and she would always peek in her mother's room. She would see that her mother was also crying through the night, right? So those things being passed down to generations. But there is a way to get past it. There's something that you can do. Also, financial instability can limit access to mental health services, making it harder for individuals to receive the support and treatment they need. Again, people feel ashamed, less worthy, that it's their fault, the guilt. And then part of that poor mental health, if you will, from financial instability is living in survival mode. and I talk about this often, people are living in survival mode and they don't recognize they're living in survival mode. I'm not talking about having survival strategies. We all have to have survival strategies. But I'm talking about living in survival mode every single day, every single hour of your life, right? It's 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 the same signal that happens when fight or flight comes in, right? So access to the cortex part of your brain is cut off. And that is where creative thought or rational thought and creativity are housed. So if you are in survival mode, and it's because we're talking about finances at this point, then you can't even see your way out of the storm. You can't even figure out, even if you knew, a lot of times you can't even figure out how to fix your financial problem, right? Again, it's part of why I do what I do. I've been through the storm. I had to figure my way out of the storm. I had to learn there wasn't people that I could really turn to like there is now, because this was so many years ago. But I had to trust the downloads that were given me and got out of that survival, that living in survival mode and getting out of that financial storm, and understanding after the fact that part of the reason that I had to go through that storm was so that I could go back in the storm and help others through the storm. So again, that whole financial instability impacts so much more than just your money. Another area is neglected healthcare. So individuals facing financial instability may prioritize immediate financial needs over healthcare, leading to delayed or foregoing medical treatments, skipped medications, skipping doctor's appointments. This neglect can lead to worsening of chronic conditions, increased emergency room visits, and higher overall healthcare costs, because it's going to cost down the road, right? So financial barriers can prevent individuals from purchasing healthy foods or accessing safe, adequate housing, further impacting their overall health. So, what are you eating every day? Fast food? And are you feeding that to your kids? You already know that the food is not good for us. You can see it. Even the food that's not considered fast food, if you've seen some of these things of what people, what you what they're selling in some of these grocery stores, is it's no good, right? So all of that impacting, and it may not impact you today, but it's definitely going to impact you in the long run. So now you are neglecting healthcare. Stress has done other things to your body to make you more susceptible to illness and causing illness, right? And then you're not going back and having the adequate health care, or you're skipping medications because they're too costly, or you decide, well, I want to do the medications because insurance will pay part of it, when there is natural ways to heal or to help with those situations, but insurance doesn't cover that either. So everything just starts to pile on, and you wind up being in this circle of despair. This impact isn't just negatively impacting you, though. It spans across your family. So it negatively impacts you, your spouse, if you have one, your children, and the generations that follow. It's coded in your DNA. So when you reclaim your financial power and redefine your financial relationship, the ripple effect through your legacy is absolutely massive. So as I said in the beginning, I'm committed to helping as many people as I can, to having as much impact as I can. I can't save everybody, and no one's coming to save us, right? But I can provide the information. I can provide the tools and resources. I can provide as much stuff. I can lead you to the water, right? But you still, at the end of the day, have to do your part as well. So let's take a look at the House in Order website. Listen, I don't know how to then bring up an actual website while we're doing this thing live. So what I did was I took some screenshots. So let's go, and I will show you this, I think. Yeah. And it leads into what is my favorite thing for today. So my favorite thing is this Get Your House in Order website, and this movement that I started. And it's a nationwide financial movement, right? On the business and on the personal side. So you will come on, and again, it's houseinorder.info, and the link is in the bio, right? So the homepage is where it all begins. with the intro video from me, right? To kind of explain what's happening on this website. Again, this is the hub where you can come to learn as slow or as fast as you want, but definitely at your own pace. So below this website, I'm sorry, below this introductory video from me, you're gonna see all of these boxes. And I know you probably can't see these real well, but this is what it looks like on the website. And each one represents something else. So from wills, insurance, powers of attorney, credit, budgeting, precious metals, home buying, business support, products and services, trusts, accounts, revenue streams, and no cost to low cost gyms as well. So you want to dig in, you want to tap on the thing that speaks to you first and go explore, right? So below every one of those cubes, so it's 12 areas for you to choose from and learn. And you get to choose again what piques your interest first or what you need first. And under each picture and description are clickable options. So learn more. When you hit that learn more, it's going to direct you to another page with more information. It may be a video from me, a link to a blog post explaining the very thing that you clicked on, a video presentation about a thing. Like for wheels, there's a link for a very detailed video about wheels and the importance of it and how that all works by the Legal Shield attorneys. With your Legal Shield membership, you can get your wills and powers of attorneys done for free. It's one of those things that I get my clients to do because they do not have wills, they do not have powers of attorney. And understand, I so often get people calling me who need, oh, I need a power of attorney. Oh, something has happened because someone's died. I need that power of attorney because someone's in the hospital. But it's always reactive. It's always after the fact. Well, someone's in the hospital now, they can't sign a power of attorney, right? So it doesn't matter if you had the Legal Shield membership or had an attorney that could do it for you or you did it yourself. It's after the fact because the person that's in the hospital can't or may not be able to sign that power of attorney, right? A will does no good after someone is dead or after someone's passed along. I think that's a better way to say it. And then that Legal Shield is everybody needs it, I believe, on a personal side and a business side. And there's over 100 reasons for that. But it will then direct you to, if you're ready to get started, it will direct you to how you get that membership. If you're not and you have more questions, it will direct you to me. We can talk about it. But again, learn more is always going to take you to another screen about that information that you clicked on so that you can get more information, so that you can schedule a consultation if you have more questions, whatever it is. But all of the information will be there. So you get to, again, learn it at your own pace, learn what you need to learn when you need to learn it. You also have options under some of those to click the button to schedule consultations. Like for credit and home buying, you can schedule a consultation because there may not be anything that I can do, or we definitely want to talk about it because I want to make sure that you understand the process, right? Click the review. You will find under, I'm sorry, click to review. You will find under some of the descriptions. And click to review will give you typically a lists of products and or resources. For revenue streams, you'll get a list because everyone needs additional revenue streams. There's a list with clickable links that will take you to more information and where you can sign up for things. Products and services is just that, a list with clickable links to products, services, organizations that you can review based on your business or personal needs, right? So it may be a link to my nonprofit. It may be a link to sign up for the National Business League or the Detroit Black Chamber of Commerce, or that National Business League, which would introduce you to other chambers across the nation. So many resources on there. And again, I will be adding resources to this website constantly. Again, just a hub of information, of which more information will be added regularly. So you want to make sure you bookmark the page and come back to it often. Listen, everything that's on there, I vet before it's added. And I use at least 95% of the resources that are on there. And the remaining that I don't use, my clients do. And I just don't use them because I don't have a need for them, right? But again, have vetted them out, have checked them out. So you can go to the website and trust the information that's going to be there, be it on the personal side or on the business side. Houseandorder.info has something for everyone. Pretty much everything that I speak about in House and Order is on his website, right? You can get it at your own pace. Here you got to wait for a training for me to do a training on it. But here you can get it at your own pace and then even possibly come back to the trainings for further reinforcement. And again, House and Order is my favorite thing for today. So, it's that time of day again for those next steps, because next steps are necessary. You got to make sure that you keep steadily moving forward. You keep moving the process forward. Every single day, you get better than you were yesterday. Life is about elevation, it's a journey. So, the next steps that I give are part of that journey. It's taking this journey one step at a time so you get the most of it. It's why I break it down into small steps. It's the small steps that help you achieve great things, right? And so, let's talk about the homework for today. You got it. The first one is visit houseandorder.info. Go to the website, look at find what resonates with you. You're going to find something because there's something that you need. You're going to find something that you don't even know you need. Visit every one of those boxes though, right? So visit houseandorder.info. The second thing that you want to do is pick a topic and start to discover, to fill in the gaps, to help you to redefine your personal financial relationship or to help create a strong business foundation for your business so that you can grow. So pick a topic and start the discovery process. Get the information. I try to keep it simple and short because we've been conditioned to not be able to take in a lot of information at a time. So take in as much as you can and then come back. But keep coming back. Again, bookmark the site. Come back to it again and again. And then the third thing is make a decision. Like and I think I've told this story before, had a really good friend, and Joe Coleman, bless his soul, he died pre-COVID, maybe pre-COVID, had some heart issues, but he was a trainer, physical trainer. He was a massage therapist, just this all around great guy, right? But he used to always say, "Are you mad yet?" Or he would tell you to get mad. And MAD was an acronym for make a decision. Because wherever you are in your life, if it's not where you want to be, you have to make a decision to do something different. I can't want it for you. I can't make the decision for you. You have to make the decision yourself. So step number three is make a decision. Not only make a decision, but make a decision and do something. You've gotten the information. You know you don't have insurance. You need to schedule the insurance consultation with me. The link is in the description down below. You know you need to fix your credit. You know you need credit coaching because you need to be able to use it effectively. Click the link. Do something about your situation. Don't just stay in the same situation that you're in. You don't have any wills. You don't have a will. You don't have any power of attorney. What happens if something happens to you? Right? Don't just read the information. Make a decision and then do something about it. You can't keep doing nothing and thinking that your situation is going to change. It is up to you. You control it. And the quicker you make a decision and the quicker you start to do something, the quicker you will absolutely see the change. I don't want to get on my soapbox about that, but there is an urgency to getting your house in order financially. I said, better is coming, but worse is coming first. Right? So again, as always, if this information has been helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to turn notifications on so that you don't miss this training. This time, I'm going to ask you to share this information with a friend because I promise you, if 75% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, right? That means 7 out of 10 of your friends, 7 out of 10 of your family, they're living paycheck to paycheck too. So they need this information. We have to start talking about our finances. I'm not saying you go out there and you tell the world what's happening, but the conversations need to change so that we all can elevate financially. It's imperative. You heard me say almost every country is going through financial turmoil, right? It's going to get better, but it's going to get worse first. And even if it gets better and everything winds up being great for you, if I don't know, the talks of universal income and things like that, if all of that stuff even happens, right? Let's just say all of your debt is wiped out. You still got the same habits. You still have the same, you're still missing the same things that you need. So go ahead and get those things in place now. Go ahead and start to redefine your financial relationship. If you are in need of personal business strategy, let's talk about it. Don't wait another day. Go to crystalgunn.com to schedule a consultation. There are links in the description below that have all of the different where you go to schedule what consultation, because depending upon what consultation you schedule, there's questions that you need to answer so that we can make the most of your 30-minute consultation and I can be prepared for you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and don't forget to join the private Q&A afterwards. And as I leave you every single time with this, I do it again today. Remember to always give yourself some grace. Keep striving for your next level and never give up on you. Invest in you. I promise you, it will absolutely change your life. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be sure to join me for the private online Q&A immediately following. The link is in the description. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so you never miss this opportunity. Thank you again, and I will see you